Well, starting tomorrow, additional mental health resources are being made available across the country.
The Department of Health and Human Services is launching the 988 National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. As
Eyewitness News reporter Howard Monroe shows you, it's also for those who just need someone to talk to.
It's hard to forget these scenes from October of 2020 in West Philly. 52nd Street torn apart following the death of Walter Wallace Jr. The unrest was prompted by the 27-year-old being shot and killed by police. Police responded after Wallace's family called 911 asking for help. Now, as you can see, 52nd Street is back and open. Now, Walter Wallace's family called 911 that night saying that he was having mental health issues, and then police responded. But with the launch of this 988 program, the hope is that a mental health professional will respond.
Our greatest disappointment was that we didn't get an opportunity to help him. To be able to call 988, they'll do some screens, but they'll be able to recognize, the level of stress and the level of compromise that you find yourself in and get you to the proper treatment.
John White is the president and CEO of the Consortium in West Philly. The Recovery and Mental Health Services nonprofit hosted a roundtable Friday to launch 988.
988 is a message. When you hear 911, you think emergency and rescue. Starting tomorrow, when you hear 988, think crisis and rescue.
The federal government is spending $430 million to launch the Lifeline, but it's up to each state to fund their own program. Pennsylvania invested $3 million. In New Jersey, they included $29 million in this year's budget for the program.
We've been at this for several years now, and every new resource is a welcome.
When someone calls or texts 988, trained professionals will work with the person to resolve their issue. If necessary, a response unit could also be dispatched. They say the idea is to not have 911 be your only place for help.
They're reaching out and getting a police response when they might need something else. And we're starting to understand, not just technically, but culturally, how we got to send the right people to this crisis.
The 10-digit suicide hotline will continue to operate along with 988. Howard Monroe, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
If you or someone you know needs mental health resources right now, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline or National Alliance on Mental Illness. You can see the numbers right there on your screen, or you can text 741-741.